Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Sunday night. Now, typically on Sunday nights, you would expect to see this. But nay, not tonight. My mom, in her young age of 78, decided to road trip to a football game.
Did they tailgate?
I didn't even, I'm guessing they did. But they went down to the Cleveland Indians Cincinnati Bengals game. And so no mom tonight, but didn't want to have 2 weeks go by with no Sunday night show. So
they called in the second string.
I would say I called in the killer, but okay. So Staci and I, we were on a quest for Montana mermaids. And most of you know the punchline, but if you don't, I'm not going to ruin it for you just yet. And we have been sharing a lot of pictures, and a lot of people said, oh, let's see the rest of your photos. So tonight is our first travel vlog.
I don't think I've seen some of these photos, actually.
Well, probably not.
Yeah.
No, I did run it live to Facebook in a couple places. So I don't know who this is who said good evening through Facebook. Ooh, little foam from the drink. So if you go to the top of the post where you're watching this, there's a little link to click on StreamYard to allow StreamYard to use your name and face. Because I would love to say, good evening, so-and-so.
So-and-so,
yeah.
Facebook user. Oh, I see some of my work colleagues. Well, at least one in here. Rob Malone.
Hey, Rob. What's happening? Hello, Lisa. Hi, Debs. Hey, Nelly. Hey, Greg. All right. So this was...
Let's get to it.
Yeah, this was our original post, Quest for Tiki. There's a new tiki bar in Boise called the Devil's Den. And then...
Yes, Idaho.
Yes, Idaho. And then the Sip and Dip in Montana.
Yes, Montana.
Which has mermaids. And so it's been a... not a lifelong dream, because I didn't know about it until about 20 years ago. But it's been
like a 6-month dream.
It's been on our bucket list to drive up there, and because we've never seen that part of the country, and might as well make the destination Great Falls, Montana, which is about an hour and a half south of Canada. Lisa Bowen,
Canada,
and see the mermaids. So essentially, you sit at the bar, and the mermaids swim behind you.
Well, not behind you, behind the bar.
Or behind the bar.
That'd be creepy if you just had mermaids swimming behind you.
The best laid plans. All right, so I did say I'm going to give some little tips and tricks too. So one thing you want to do is you want to go to Google Maps and plot out your points a la Clark Griswold on vacation way ahead of time. So all the blue dots here going up through, so down here is Las Vegas. Going up here is all the stops we're going to make. And then we're going to go up here. And then we're going to go up here. And then we're going to go over here.
And then there's not very many blue dots for quite a while.
There we go. More blue dots. And then this should be blue, but that's our final destination. And then the plan was to come down through Wyoming and stop at Yellowstone and Grand Teton, and then end up in Park City, Salt Lake City area. So that was the plan. So use your Google Maps, get signed in, and start plotting out your points because you don't want to miss anything. And so you got to figure out your path. You're like, okay, if I take this side road for a little while, I can hit these 3 things, etc., etc., etc. Oh, hey, there's my mom playing hooky from her show. Hi, Mom. All right.
I was available.
So let's get to it. And I will switch back and forth between our pictures and then, oops, wrong thing. And then websites for the certain places we stop, just so you can get an idea. All right. This is the day how we started. Now, I want to point out something. Notice there are 2 devil horns in this picture.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because let me tell you, because of someone, they don't last long. All right. So there's our truck, locked and loaded. I own a very big truck, and so it's easy to pack it in and feel comfortable on this drive. We end up doing about 3,500 miles. And boom, we're off from Nevada. Look at the blue skies. Oh, that doesn't last long.
So I was going to say, for the thrifters in the group, note used 1,725 for a pool noodle.
Yep, Full Noodle's keeping my little portable speaker in place. But this was the fires from California. So we started out, just, that's a perfect road trip way to start. Blue skies, open roads, boom. This haze was there forever. And so I can't imagine, those of you who lived in Northern California, how bad it was there, that we were dealing with it from Nevada to Idaho. It was just awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Made for some pretty sunsets, but
Yeah. Okay. So the first stop in the middle of nowhere. Actually, let's do it this way.
And please note, I'm wearing my drinking Crocs.
Yeah. All right, let's come down here. Okay, so this is Las Vegas down here. So as you start cruising up, there ain't nothing around. And so our first stop was a little ghost town called Rhyolite. And you can read all about the Rhyolite ghost town right there. And the cool thing about Rhyolite is it had some art installations. Now, we're going to show you a couple in a minute that everyone sees. But Staci and I took the road less traveled and went off to the left for a while. And I don't know why we did. We just went off to the left and found a couple more structures that most people don't see. So, ladies and gentlemen, we present the world's biggest Mai Tai. And we are.
Speaking of.
Yes. Bring it. Let's make us full size. Hold, please. So this is a cocktail we just created. We just invented. It's called Mermaid Tears. So for those who don't know the punchline of what happened to this trip, you might start to get the idea now.
They're not happy tears.
Yeah. Made with Montana rum.
Yes. Montana rum.
Yeah.
You heard him right.
All right. Oops. Add that back. Okay. So shenanigans. And then I was going for hey, I'm just peeking around the corner. And when I post this picture, everyone said, "Are you taking a leak?"
Well, I was thinking maybe that's why we turned to the left. Did you have to go to the bathroom?
So this is just random bumpers and maybe some handlebars as a sculpture.
And the thing is, it's, again, really cool stuff, but not everyone's going to see it. So these artists put all this stuff together and you're like, I don't know. 7 people might see it this year. I don't know.
Okay. So Mark said, share the recipe. The drink is actually called Second Rummer Up, RUMMER. And we just switched out the rum that it called for the Montana rum because it has a totally different taste. And so we rechristened it Mermaid Tears.
That's like me. I'm kind of the second rummer up on the show today.
Okay. So this picture shows A, how in the middle of nowhere we are, and B, where's the horizon? That was all the fire smoke. That was just yikes. But notice we still have 2 devil horns on the truck.
So people, where can they actually find the recipe for the drink?
Oh, it's in the Minimalist Tiki book. But if you Google Second Rummer Up cocktail recipe, I bet you'll find it on the interwebs. All right. So here is the next art installation, and it's called the Last Supper, which you'll understand a little bit more in a second. But Staci's doing some shenanigans with the ghost riding the bicycle. They got nothing to say?
No.
Okay, cool. All right. And now this is the backside of the Last Supper. And what's happening here is this ghost is now a little tough to see, but this ghost is painting the Last Supper.
So he has like a palette in his.
Yep.
Like it's not really a hand. What is it? He's holding.
Oh, there's a little better. Yeah, he's holding the palette. Yeah, he's holding the palette. And there we go. Now, like I showed you, this is in the middle of nowhere. It's a special kind of artist who wants to put their art installations where people really have to trek to get to them. Is there a guide to all these attractions? Yeah, you're watching it. I mean, I got pictures, I got maps, I got all kinds of stuff.
You probably, you did a lot of Googling when you were planning this, just,
Yep, in Rhyolite, Nevada.
Mm-hmm. Basically the middle.
Okay, you hang tight there for Banksy. You hang tight. Okay, now, this is a great shot that I've seen other people take, but we're the ones that have the shot with the haze and the sun setting. It gives it a way more ominous look. But not ominous is Staci goofing around. Yikes! The ghost is going to swallow me. So, And you'll see our next art installation off to the right there. Man, that sun, obviously it's very sucky that all those fires are happening and the air was bad, but it definitely added something to the pictures. Okay, so this is the next art installation. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the carpet does match the drapes.
How long have you been waiting to use that line?
Look how adorable my wife is. And look how big this woman is. And there, as just as Steph was saying that, creepy with the haze. Yeah. There's Staci being cute and a very large woman. Oh, how did I find them? How did I find all this stuff? Google. When we started driving, I Googled weird things in Nevada, weird things in.
And then after his picture came up, then the rest of the stuff. That's good.
Yeah, so that's how I did it. Interesting things to see along the road and then the state you're in. And then just start working it. And then, oh, look at you, naughty girl, grabbing her cooter.
I thought it was a shelf.
And then you got the cooter, and oops, I had two of those. I got the ace.
Tush.
Yep. Now, next to this art installation is, we're not sure what this one is. Someone put
just a pile of rocks.
But someone put it together for a purpose. So, art is in the eye of the beholder. But you see the big girl in the background. And then this badass mosaic couch that kind of matched my whole outfit. I mean, because look at my shorts.
You do blend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, for some weird reason, wait, yeah, there's a little close up of me taking a nap. Okay, now you told me to do this. What was the purpose of this?
I don't remember. Just because I thought it looked silly.
You said put your legs up.
Because it looks silly. I don't know.
Okay, well then, then you're right. It does look silly. Yay. We're hanging out on a gigantic stone couch in the middle of the desert. Okay, so this is the next art installation all in the same area. And you might not realize how big this is until I pretend to be the miner's penis. I told Staci, I'm going to run over there and be the penis. Take a picture. Burning Man is hours away from here. I don't think so, because Burning Man, the whole point of Burning Man is to burn it down at the end of it. This is steel. The other one was brick. So yeah, no, not from Burning Man. Oh, look who's in the chat.
Hey, Cameron.
Hey. Okay, so I would pretend to be the penis. Ta-da, there I am. And then Staci had a new friend. I mean, how adorable is this? Is this like the cutest picture you have ever seen? How adorable is that? Come on now. Okay, I don't really understand this one, but again, art isn't the eye. What do you think this one is, babe? What do you think?
I think that
what's this one saying to us?
Here's the thing. I did not actually walk through it, so it could have been a passage to some like Matrix time dimension thing. We'll never know.
Yeah, it says they had to pull a permit to install these. Well, the town is only a ghost town. No one lives here. So who would you pull the permit from?
You don't want to piss the ghosts off, though.
Yeah, so I guess so. I guess so. All right, so I had to get my few pictures with the Last Supper, chilling. I'm going to tell you a secret. Staci's adorable. Okay, so Linda brought up Banksy. All right. Banksy hates you too. Banksy hates me. Is that Banksy? Is that someone just using Banksy to try to get famous? I don't know. But how badass does this look with the haze in the sun in the background? That's a cool shot, if I do say so myself. And then this is part of the ghost town. And that's why it's a ghost town and no one lives there. Nope, I didn't take the picture crooked. That has a good lean to it. Some good graffiti in there. Okay, so back to this. So that's the Rhyolite Ghost Town. And now we are at Tom Kelly's Bottle House, the most magnificent bottle house in a town strangely full of them.
But I don't believe we saw any other ones, though, did we?
Well, in the yard, there's a whole bunch of little ones.
Oh, that's true. I'm not sure if they're counting that. Though.
Yeah.
That one's like a pagoda. I didn't realize that. See that one right there?
Yeah. Their little garden. How long has this sat here, do you think?
700 years.
Well, I don't think the railroad is 700 years old.
Then I have no other guesses.
Oops. Oh, that should work. This was...
It was a casino.
Yeah, it was a casino at one point and all boarded up or fenced up. And I'm like, dang.
That would have been so fun to go in there and explore.
Yeah, I want to get in there. Yeah. Okay, so the next stop was... So now we're taking off. We're out of Rhyolite and we're heading north to Tonopah. Here, actually, I'll show you on the map. So we've left this area of things and we're heading towards Tonopah as our final destination of day one. We are going to stop here in a minute, but no, we're on the way up, and this bar called the Happy Burro Chili and Beer. I happen to have a t-shirt from it because I used to belong to the Dive Bar T-shirt of the Month Club. And so anytime I go someplace where I can stop by one of the bars, we take a picture. So here I am wearing my Happy Burro shirt at the Happy Burro Chili and Beer. And I'm caressing a made out of junk burro while I'm having a beer.
And I will say, lovely, lovely people. But it was one of those where we sat outside and it was just as smoky outside as if, and I don't mean from the fires, I mean from the two people that were outside smoking than if we had been sitting inside. So that was a quick beer.
That's not beer. Yeah, so I don't know how drunk you got to be to hang on to the handlebars, but that's how this bathroom is. And this is the rest of the outside of the bar.
And I do have to tell you, the girls' bathroom, nicest, cleanest bathroom that I have been in quite a while. So I know Tamara's in the chat. So you'd think that this would look like, or anyone who's been to Vegas would look like the double down bathrooms, but nay. It was like plants and carpeted and it was beautiful. So
that's the inside. And it was a really cool bar inside. One I would have liked to have sat at, because I love to sit at dive bars and see the local color and flavor, except everyone was smoking and it was a small little space. So
really small.
Yeah. So we kept on trucking. Okay, so this used to be a whorehouse, but it's long since closed up. Angels Ladies. But right in front of it, oh, look at the sunset.
At the sun.
We're on Tatooine now. There you go for your Star Wars nerd, especially if there was two suns. All right, so this old plane is just abandoned out front of the whorehouse. And so, makes for a good stage prop. Look how adorable I am. But seriously, look how cute Staci is. We had a crossover.
People are going to get tired of hearing you say that, but
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't help it.
We had to cross over a fence to get here, but we're rule breakers.
Who's going to come get us, the ghosts?
And then this was the path to our next stop, which is in Goldfield right here. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. Right here. So I said, oh, there's a cool saloon. And we got to go from Goldfield to Tonopah to spend the night. So I go, let's stop at that saloon for a beer. And then we'll get to our final destination for day one. So we're following the GPS, and the GPS path goes off the last road. And this is the saloon is right to our right here.
So this is when I say, okay, I know how adorable you think I am, but are you taking me out here to kill me? That's the only thing I can think of.
And Staci was a little leery about going into this middle of nowhere. So I took a screenshot where we were and sent it, I think, to my mom and said, in case you never hear from us again, here's our last known location.
So, it's like what Animal House, right? When they walk into the bar and like the needle just skips on the record.
Yep.
I thought for sure we were going to walk in and people would be like, or that movie with George Clooney and the vampires. Like you walk in, you totally don't belong there. And I was not wearing this hat. If I had been wearing the hat, I think I would have felt a little better about walking in there.
So, and all the little saloons we walked into, kind of like Staci said, skipping off the record, you'd open the door and everyone would turn and look. Everyone. Like when I'm sitting at Frankie's, the door opens, I don't turn and look. But everyone turned and looked and ended up being such a kick-ass saloon that we told our local friends, like, we have to go up to Tonopah one night and we'll all hang out at the saloon because it is so much fun. This is the bartender who gave us the history of Goldfield.
She used to be like, what she worked for the, what do you call it? Like the county, not the welcoming committee, but what do you call that when towns have like Chamber of Commerce? That's it. She used to work for the, and I don't think there is one anymore.
As you can see, not a lot of bottles behind the bar. It was mostly a beer joint.
And I think like shots of
something. But Goldfield was the gold capital of the United States, more so than California. And it was one of the biggest cities in the United States way back in the early 1900s, right? Yep. 30,000 people lived in the middle of this desert here because of the gold that was coming out. And the longest, was it 300,000 people? That was 300,000. Yeah.
No, that's too many. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Of people.
Oh, well, nowadays, the other end of that, 300 people live there. So it had the world's longest professional prize fight. It went like 84 rounds. But then the gold dried up, and so everyone left. So they're down to 300 people. However, the punchline to that is...
Which, the gold one?
Yeah.
Or bringing home the bacon?
No, the gold.
So I was thinking about bacon. Well, I don't really think about bacon, but there was a bacon story there too. So the punchline is now they've just discovered how many tons? 1 million tons? No,
no,
not tons. 1 million ounces, which turns out to be like
13 tons,
a whole bunch of tons of gold. That's actually under the highway. So they're in the process of moving the highway so they can start mining this gold again. And
so yeah, we got to go hang out there before that happens.
300,000 people again.
Yeah.
It used to be like the hub, like kind of like in the good old days, you could get anywhere from Las Vegas. Goldfield was, you could get anywhere else in the United States from Goldfield. That's how big of a place
it was. The train hub.
This was it.
You've never heard of it.
No.
And so this is in the bar. There's all kinds of weird shit in the bar.
A whole bunch of historical stuff. Really cool.
Yep. And more shenanigans in the bathroom. That's for sure. Yeah. On a dark desert highway, for sure. For sure. That is so apropos. Oops. And then we stayed at the world famous in Tonopah. Oh, here's the saloon during the daytime. When we pulled in at night, it didn't look so fun and inviting because it was dark and the haze was still over us. So there is the saloon, the Santa Fe Saloon and Motel. I didn't see no motel rooms, but there it is. That's pretty much the whole town right there. Okay. So in Tonopah, we stayed at the world famous Clown Motel. So if you're afraid of creepy clowns, turn away for a few pictures because it get creepy. This is the lobby of the motel, by the way.
And I don't know if so the majority of the stuff that you see it's been donated. So it's kind of like a little museum. So people just donate creepy clown stuff and they have little notes about who donated the stuff and when. And about, has it been 10 years? This is actually refurbished and cleaned up. It used to be, apparently, this is the first time we were ever there. It used to be pretty nasty. And it's been overhauled. And now it's, 5 stars.
Didn't get a clown but I did get a clown t-shirt and I got a kick-ass clown sticker that's over there on my shelf. Yes, I did feel right at home. Where's Ned? Damn it. But as you can see, look at the levels of art and different things in this lobby. Not for the faint at heart. It just badass. Yikes. Now, what could make a creepy clown motel creepier?
Should I say it or should I?
We're going to get into it in this next picture. Oops. So there it is. And there wasn't a lot of people staying there. So it was extra creepy that night. Okay, so next door to the Clown Motel, let me move up here, is the Tonopah Cemetery from 1901 to 1911. So as you can see, it's dark. And although this looks very light, this is because I have a kick-ass phone that lightens it up. It was very dark back there. And what's the creepiest thing about this graveyard, honey?
Well, I'd say the majority of the graves were for little kids. Little kids
like this one with a boot in it. Yikes.
Now that wasn't actually sticking up out of the ground. I know it kind of looks like it. It was just laying there. But yeah, it was a little disturbing.
No, they didn't have Tears of a Clown plane. However, as Staci and I are walking through at night to take a look at it, unbeknownst to Staci, I had a quick idea, on the fly idea. I pulled my phone out of my pocket and I started playing Thriller by Michael Jackson.
And then we did the whole choreography.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, if you haven't taken a road trip in a while or ever, do it. We haven't taken one in a long time. And so this was so much fun. We're bummed we haven't done more, but we are going to do more for sure because it was a blast. It was a blast to see Roadside Americana, and there's a ton more coming up. Yeah. That clown's about to squish Staci's head. And so here's our room, 102. I said these all up. I wonder why they keep changing. So here's the art inside our room.
Anybody know who that is?
Yes. Who is that a depiction of? I'm going to guess a couple of you know.
I bet Malone knows if he's still in here. He might be working. So.
Oh, yeah.
He's working while he's watching. No, because it's 5:00 in Arizona right now, so he actually is off of work.
Amy Winehouse. Now, did the hotel write this little graffiti underneath the sink, or did someone who stayed there? Oops.
Do you have the other picture of it?
Huh?
On the wall?
No.
Oh.
This is above the AC. Little Frankenstein clown, and look at the lovely flowers in the room.
The room was very nice. I was a little concerned. Like, sometimes I travel with like my own blankets and stuff. I didn't do that this time because we didn't have a lot of room. But it had a full-size fridge and freezer. I don't know whoever would stay long enough that you would need that. But again, it was all redone. It wasn't. I was expecting like disgusting carpet, but it was. As you can see, it was that laminate stuff. It was very nice.
All right, so this is Tonopah over here on the right. Get up in the morning. Our next stop is Coaldale, and Coaldale was a town back in the 1800s, and then in 1993 it had a store, a cafe, a motel, and service station. They're all now abandoned, still standing. Residences and other buildings have disappeared. The service station was closed down due to EPA testing in 1993 that found its underground fuel tanks were leaking. Soon the restaurant motel closed, and so if you stop by Coaldale nowadays, this is what you see. It is like a tagger's dream. So there's
thanks for telling me about the EPA thing before we went there.
There's Staci peeking through the hole. This used to be the motel part. Now, if you know who Cause is, he's another artist, kind of like Banksy. This is very Cause-ish right here. So is that Cause? Is that someone imitating Cause? And who knows?
A Cause wannabe? Yep.
There's some more graffiti, obviously. Someone had a hard time spelling Hillary. And then I was going for that moody through the window with a sunshining look, and I think I pulled it off.
Accomplished.
I miss your mom. Oh, I miss you, mom. I thought, hey, look at that. And then there's some more of the outbuildings.
I would say there was probably like 10 buildings.
Yep. Now, what's more awesome than finding Staci spelled correctly in bubble letters in the room, which you can kind of see in that picture, but let me get a close up. Jason was here. So Jason in the room, Staci outside the room. What? I mean, how does that happen? Why do I keep putting that there? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen a lot of graffiti in my day. This is the wildest one I've ever seen. I sure hope no one kills my mother-in-law who lives at, and then an address in Scottsdale. I, of course, have blocked out the actual address, but holy crap, is that crazy.
We never did Google that to see if anyone died that lived there.
Yeah. Well, since we have a house there, we should go knock on the door and go, do you know this exists? Isn't that crazy? But here's my house, Mr. Cool.
And I swear we did not take our own spray paint. This was all there before we got there.
Yep, Sulfur's a tagger. Hey, you kids, get off my lawn. Riots, not diets. Your light is not what comforts my days. but the source of warmth through my dark.
Now, here's my question. I think I was moving the truck. Did you actually open? Did you look to see if there's
Nope.
anything in there?
Hell no.
I have not seen this picture.
Hell no.
Was it a freezer? What was that?
All right. So at this point, because we've taken it off, there are no more devil's horns because someone put down the window that they were hooked to and they just blew away.
Well, yes. Completely my bad. But when you have the two front windows open, and sometimes if you have long flowy hair like I do, it starts to like whip in your face. So if the law of physics tells you that if you open the back windows too, then it's not as.
If only we had a middle back window to open. Oh, we do, because it's a truck.
Anyways, I'm just saying why I did it.
No, we didn't see any snakes. We didn't see anything really.
So that's why I cracked those windows, because I was getting beat up by the wind.
All right, so this was the service station. There's Staci pretending to step on the stairs that no longer exist. We did take a ton of black and white photos. I'm going to make a whole post of them, but I want to share a couple with you because I think a couple are absolutely effing amazing. If I do say so myself, this one is one of my favorites. The light coming through, Stace kind of just gazing up to the ceiling, everything falling apart around her. I think that's a pretty spectacular black and white photo. Angelique says that's why I don't get those, because I forget about them. Again, you guys keep thinking there's people that live out here. No one lives in Nevada outside of Reno and Las Vegas. There ain't no popo. There ain't no person to get a permit from. There ain't nobody. It's an empty state.
So typically that's like an 8-hour drive if we would go.
Yeah. So
how many ever miles that is?
Now
400, 500 miles, nothing.
Here's the give you goosebumps moment of the trip. We have 4,500 songs on my phone, and it's on random. And as we pull in to these burned out buildings, my song by Selwyn Birchwood, "Living in a Burning House," comes on. Of all the 4,500 songs, this is the one that clicks on as we're pulling in there. There you go. All right, we've made it to civilization. We are now, where are we?
This is Carson City, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We are now, we've now moved up the map here. And so now we're in Carson City, which is the capital of Nevada, a smidge south of Reno. So our first stop is Scooby's with a Y because they're edgy thrift store. And hey, who doesn't love a mystery wheel?
I love a mystery wheel.
But guess what?
What?
We can spend $40. We can find nothing good. It was a nice store, though.
It was nice.
Had some cool shit like this.
We bought a couple things, I think.
Yeah, some CDs, of course. The skeleton riding a bicycle. And then, hey, what store is this?
It looks like a Savers.
It is a Savers. And Staci didn't know I took these pictures.
I do not.
So this is my favorite thing from this Savers. Now, if you know, it would help if you know who Danzig is. If you don't, it won't mean as much. But for those of you who know the artist Danzig, this is the CD case. And this is the CD that was in it. Ask and it is given.
The opposite of Danzig's
now
genre.
When we leave this thrift store, our truck goes. Now, we've been in remote places for the last, day.
As we just mentioned, that we are in the middle of nowhere where nobody cares.
And we go to another thrift store and we come out of that and it goes. And so luckily we are 4 miles from a dealership, the Ford dealership in Carson City, who are great people. And we pull in and say, hey, here's the situation. We are on day 1 of a 10-day driving trip and something's going on with my truck. And she's like, oh, we're 3 months behind, 3 weeks, 3 months.
I think she said 3 weeks. Do you think she said 3 weeks?
Okay. So say it's 3 weeks behind. So I'm like, oh no, 3 weeks behind. There's like, but I explained the whole situation. They're like, hang on. So they called they called a tech. He plugged the computer into the truck and he ran it for a while. And then he called another tech and they looked and they looked and they looked. And they finally said, we think it's your fuel pump. I'm like, all right. But we don't have any. I'm like, So they said, we'll see what we can do tomorrow. And we said, all right, we're in Reno for 2 days to hang out with some friends. Let us know. So we rented a car for the day to drive up to Reno. And unfortunately, this is the only picture I have of Sarah. We visit our friends Nolan and Sarah. Obviously, Staci and Sarah are very blurry, but they have an amazing tiki bar in their basement. And this is Nolan. I'm pretending to stab him, but it's so dark and moody, you can't really see that I have the knife. But great couple, great home bar. Their entire house is 1950s, 60s, and Nolan makes great drinks.
Yes.
We're going to fight, Lisa. We are going to fight. Okay, so when you're in Reno, especially all you thrifters, make sure to stop at Junkie. It is a huge vintage antiques, furnitures, and costume store with a little smattering of CDs. It is probably one of the coolest stores we've shopped
Very
in.
cool.
And here's why. This is the art installation that greets you when you walk in. Stop stressing over shitty people. Be a warrior, not a worrier. Put your phone down. Always do your best. Cool shit like that. And then more creepy clowns. Staci's like, "Do you see the clowns?" Because I hadn't seen them yet. But look at all the giant heads next to me. Too bad that wasn't for sale. We would have brought that home.
Right.
That was awesome. And this is the side with the furniture in it. So very cool store. We bought some great vintage clothing. And the prices were reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy reasonable. And then also, if you're a music person, when you're in Reno, stop at Recycled Records. And I said, Stace, you got to get a picture. Never in my life have I found, bless you, the just in rack on wheels so I could spin it around next to a stool and a stage. I've never had the luxury of sitting to check the just in bin. So yay for me.
A couple of people actually thought you worked there, right?
Oh yeah. Twice people were asking me things. I'm like, I'm just a shopper.
Just a comfortable shopper.
Yeah. Just a shopper who makes himself at home any chance he gets. And then we had some tiki cocktails at not a tiki bar in Reno, and they were fantastic. And I would have told you the name of it, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Oh, really?
Okay. By this point, we have found out that the truck won't be fixed for probably a week, and this is our rental. So we've had to leave Blue Hawaii's the name of our truck in Reno and rent a car where I could just reach across and touch the passenger window without leaning over. And so we're in a lot.
And he cannot do that in his truck, is what he's trying to say.
A lot smaller. Yep, we already shared the haul, but I do have some I'm going to share tonight. A lot smaller vehicle than we left with. But we're off. And the next stop is a place called, we're heading north out of Reno, a place called Thunder Mountain. Now, if you've ever been to the Coral Castle in Homestead, Florida on the way to the Keys, this is kind of that way. Some guy just built this. And when you see the pictures, you're going to understand that. Well, you're not going to understand. You're going to be like, what? So this is Thunder Mountain. It is a crazy, crazy roadside attraction where someone just built a house, a fort, a castle. I don't know.
It's all made out of stone and rocks and stuff, right?
Yep.
And I think he lived there at one point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen these pictures since I was there live.
It sure does have a 90s website. It took forever to load, Janet, and I have good Wi-Fi. And then look, the Thunder Mountain, one of their buildings was made out of bottles also. So obviously a popular thing to do in the Nowheresvilles of Nevada. All right, here's the girls' bathroom.
I did not go in there.
The vehicles on property not doing so well.
I think it's an old ambulance, if I recall.
I would like to point out my sexy driving outfit for the day. There you go, folks. Enjoy that.
It was a little chilly, as you noted, with the flannel shirt.
Hey! And I caught myself doing this picture. Boo. little Jason Peeky. Okay, this is the creepy part. It's like a fire pit, and she's all chained up. You want to offer your guess on what was happening here?
Yeah, I got nothing. But I knew we had to take a picture of it.
And then
I think it was like a chain fight.
And then a bunch of old cool cars where I'm just sitting and contemplating life right there. And a swing for Staci. And luckily it didn't break. I'm like, you try it. You're a lot smaller than me. Yeah, this is just a crazy place. But this is the kind of place where I said, Stace, go squat behind the car. Look like you're driving.
Does it look like I'm driving? Did we fool everybody?
Bringing back socks and Crocs. They never went away. Missing socks and suspenders. Okay, we are in Idaho. Hey, look what we found. Savers. Now, some parent is going to be so bummed when they go, hey, where's Junior's bottle? So I just had to take a picture of it. Hey, not Savers, but half price books. We found some CDs. Yay, thrifting.
Did you take a picture of the big 5 sporting goods store we went into?
No. Hey, look, another Savers.
As you can see, my face is getting less and less joyful.
So much thrifting in one day. Look at that.
Yay, civilization and Savers.
Mark is wearing socks and Crocs right now. Woo, my man, Mark. All right. So as we're in Boise here, right? Yeah, we're in Boise. Boom. What's better to welcome you to Boise than a rainbow that ends at the Hustler store? I mean, come on now. Is that not a great welcome to Boise?
I don't know what was more surprising, the rainbow or the fact that there's a Hustler in Boise.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
All right. So if you're in Boise and you're into music, visit the record. Visit the Record Exchange. It is a great store where I pulled out a ton of great music. So we did a lot of shopping there. We did so much shopping, we had to come back.
That's what I was saying. I think we came back. They were closing. Shocker. It was Boise, so they were closing early. So we went back the next morning.
Yeah.
When they opened or something. Yeah.
Okay, so Boise opened their first real tiki bar. They have like a Jimmy Buffett tiki bar, but that don't count. The Devil's Den used to be
a ping pong bar.
Yeah. So it's a really long bar because they had ping pong tables in it. But it was pretty good.
Surprisingly, that didn't last.
Oops.
I don't know why. Apparently ping pong's not as popular as it used to be.
Pretty good drinks. Pretty good setup. And I'm going to show you a video in a quick sec. There's their logo. And they went for more of a nautical piratey feel. All right. So we're going to stop. Share screen for a second. Share video file.
So you didn't show that video from when we were at the Last Supper thing. I didn't know if you were.
Yeah, I forgot to put it up there, but I will.
Oh, no, it's all right.
Okay. So this is how they deliver drinks. 1970s technology in here, honey.
I'm getting my drinks delivered to me.
Don't touch. Just yet.
I don't trust it. Okay. Perfect.
There we go. It's perfect.
I can't drink before we ting.
All right.
Ready? You ready?
Oh, yeah. Gotta have a zombie on fire at a tiki bar.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Cinnamon.
Yep. So
that's a drink. That's cinnamon does that to fire. In case you didn't know, they want to try it at home.
So yep. So that was 1970s technology. It knows where the edge of the table or the bar is, and then it just stops.
I had no faith.
You didn't. It's like a mini Roomba.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, when you're in Boise, if you are a pop culture nerd like myself, check out Repop Gifts. It's a pop culture store that is awesome, and it had a doorway just for Staci. Yeah, Tiki Roomba. I like that. Okay, and then in downtown Boise is an art installation called Gentle Breeze. And here we are at the Gentle Breeze. There's a giant tree where all these leaves flutter in the breeze, and there is 3 swings on it. So we swung on it. So we spent part of our morning swinging on a swing in Boise.
Yeah, and the funny thing is there was basically no breeze, so we didn't get to see the leaves move very much.
Okay, also in Boise, you must check out what's called Freak Alley. And they had a bunch of artists come in and spray paint the entire alley. So it is absolutely amazing. I don't think Boise has tornadoes, Elisa, so they don't have to worry about that.
No.
So this is all throughout this alley, and it is just absolutely cool as hell. Swoop said, yep, found my store. Stacy taking a little nap on the little shelf there. Cool nautical area. Ah. And then Stace leaning on the leaning on the entrance to Freak Alley, established 2002. All right, so we're out of Boise now. All right, so Boise is up here. Where are we? Back up. There we go. So there's Boise. And then we're heading to this blue dot in the middle of nowhere to see the Big Idaho Potato Hotel, which you can rent on Airbnb. Now, we just stopped by to see it. There it is, because we had no point of staying there. Did I research these gems before you left?
Yeah, it was. She may have joined the call a little late, but yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't find any of these by accident. This is all plotted. Yep, yeah, all plotted. Now, on the same property, which we didn't know was going to be there, is Dolly, and Dolly has treats. Now, when we got there, there's the treats for Dolly. There's Stacy with Dolly. Okay, see that black house way in the distance, or whatever the heck it is? Dolly was back there, so we pulled up, and we see Dolly back there. We take a picture of the first potato, and next thing you know, Dolly is standing next to us. Dolly full on sprinted because she knows when a car pulls up, she gets treats. She's like Pavlov's dog. And we were just utterly amazed. But of course, not knowing that was going to happen.
We were not prepared
like for video
to record it for posterity.
But I said, hey, I got an idea. Let's leave and pretend, and we'll come back and see what she does. So we left and we turned around to come back. And Dolly, as soon as she's done getting fed and you leave, she turns around and goes back to where she was.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for the windy conditions. Hurry, Peter, hurry. And where are we?
We're at the Idaho Potato Hotel.
And who's that?
This is Dolly. I'm sorry, it's the Big Idaho Potato Hotel. And this is Dolly. I mean, we're allowed to feed her.
Yeah. So. Dolly comes running like Pavlov's dog when you...
When a car pulls up.
Yep. All right, we out. And that was in the middle of nowhere, too.
Yeah.
All right, back to the pictures. All right, as we head out, this kind of reminds me of The Simpsons. Okay, so we pull up to a graveyard, and here's where we're at now. Now we're way up in Idaho. Oh yeah, this is
Sun Valley.
Yeah, this is up here. Now, before we get to the destination, which I just showed you, the rental car goes.
Engine light.
The oil light, we don't have enough oil. These mother effers rented us a car without enough oil. And luckily we were coming into Sun Valley, and so we were able to stop and get enough oil. But so we pull up in a graveyard, and I didn't tell Stace where we were going. I said, all right, now we have to get out and find the gravesite. But I didn't tell her whose gravesite. And she said, well, I'm guessing it's the one going the wrong way. I'm guessing it's the one with all the liquor on it. So that's where Ernest Hemingway is buried, and people leave a lot of homages to him. And silly me never thought of that. So I knew I was taking Stace there. We didn't bring nothing to leave. People left sketches and manuscripts and a lot of liquor. Pens.
You see a glass of red wine there.
And no one disturbs it.
And one of the reasons we went is because he loved Key West, as do we. And one of my favorite drinks is a Hemingway Daiquiri, named after this gentleman.
Yep. So if you're up in the Sun Valley, Idaho area, check out his gravesite. Oh, and there's your foot.
So it's proof that I was there.
Okay, so the next stop coming out of this would be Hell's Half Acre Lava Field. Whoops. There you go. Hell's Half Acre Lava Field. So in the middle of Idaho is this giant lava field, which is pretty cool because you tend to think you're only going to see that in Hawaii. And you can kind of see how big it is to the left and to the right of the road. And Staci's face was like that because it was really cold.
Like, take the picture.
Did I take the rum? Hell no. I wouldn't take anything off the grave.
We already got jinxed enough by staying at the Clown Hotel and messing with the ghosts and goblins. We're not going to mess with that kind of karma.
So yeah, so if you ever get up this way, check out the lava field. And just great billowy clouds. Now we're in blue skies, no more haze. So that was awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you, in the middle of Idaho, the Devil Boat. So, of course, we had to stop and see the top of an old submarine. Why it's in Idaho? Don't know. But it does say 666. I knew we were stopping here today because, of course, I put the plan together. But I wasn't even thinking about the shirt I was wearing. And it says, I'm an effing headbanger. And it's the 666 boat. So, there you go.
So, Crystal, hi, Crystal, had a question about the Potato Hotel. I think there's just one potato. And I don't know how many people it holds. Do you?
Where's Crystal?
Crystal G up a couple. She just asked if it was like multiple or just.
Oh yeah, it's just one room in there.
Maybe holds 2 people.
One room, no bathroom. Bathroom's outside.
Yeah, there's an outhouse, of course.
All right, so
you couldn't go to the bathroom in a potato.
So this is where the devil boat is, and sitting next to it, Staci doing her best, Dr. Strangelove. Boom. So a torpedo underneath you. You're just happy to see me.
Uh-huh.
And this is the motel next to it. We thought it was someone's house. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, oh no, it's a motel. All right, back on the road. We're headed into Montana now. Definitely earns its nickname. Big Sky Country for sure. Cause hello, welcome to Montana. How about double rainbow? What? I mean, I didn't expect to see any rainbows.
No.
And here we are entering Montana, the Continental Divide. And look at that. How gorgeous is that? And as you can see, no one on the road. So we walked into our hotel in Butte, Montana, and I said, what the hell's that for? Of course I know, but I haven't needed one in many years. When we got there to head out for dinner and drinks, it was 44 degrees. Felt like 40. And we went to dinner right after we saw the Devil Boat, and look at that. That was a little plaque hanging up at this dinner place. Officer 666 on duty. Yes. Now, quick funny story. We're sitting at this dive bar. These guys are all wearing matching shirts because they're a dart team. And the Packers had just won. And for some reason, the after the game commentator was talking to Aaron Rodgers and handed him a sombrero to put it on him. And I said, what the hell's with a sombrero? Now, the bartender wasn't looking at the TV, and she thought I meant this guy. And she thought I was confusing a sombrero with a fedora because she said, no, that's a fedora.
I forgot.
Do I look like a moron that doesn't know the difference between a sombrero and a fedora? Now, when she first said it,
Were you wearing Crocs and socks? So maybe.
When I first said it, I didn't realize it didn't make any sense. And then I turned to my right and went, ow, she thinks I'm talking about that dude. Okay, there's the next morning. 27 feels like 22. What is this on our car? What is this white stuff? Porsche is what I say. All right, look, you're in Montana. You got to go to the Golden Girls Antique Mall because if we didn't, we wouldn't see the most amazing sign we have ever seen in an antique mall. Anyone that uses this elevator must carry cell phone or stores portable phone and a flashlight. Yikes.
We did not ride the elevator just because we had been tempting fate too much already.
No. Okay. They put a bra on the mannequin to make it modest. I mean, come on now. Come on now. I ain't never seen a bra on a mannequin under a dress before.
That's pretty funny.
Welcome to Montana, where we're modest. All right, there's a kick-ass blanket, and that blanket will come back to the story in a little bit that I found at the Bargain Basement Thrift Shop in an old school. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2 bags of meth. Pretty sure in this thrift store.
What's the brown liquidy stuff?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is drugs right out here in the open in this thrift store. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
no leading up to it. You just drop that right in there.
Yeah. So,
All right.
All right. So we have left Idaho and now we are way up here. So here's Great Falls. Here's the line to Canada. We are so ready.
And as you recall, not the whole point of this trip, but the goal for this trip was to get to Great Falls, because otherwise, why would you ever go to Great Falls? So it was, let's drive to all these other cool places, but the destination, Great Falls, Montana.
So we sit down. We've lost our truck. We've now driven about 2,000 miles
10,000
at this point. And we're just sitting there and it says, shh, the mermaids are sleeping, which I figured that's something they put up when they are taking a break.
Right. Makes sense. Cute.
And before we get into what happened, look at this. I mean, this is just amazing. I want a lucite panel like this in our house.
Lucite, or is it glass with just all the stuff?
Yeah, I think it's lucite.
I don't know. It's all like melted in there, laid in. I don't. Another very cool art installation that we saw.
So we says to the bartender, where's the mermaids? And she says,
back up. We already gave her our whole story.
Had we?
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you from? So we said we came here all the way from Las Vegas. We've been talking about this for, however long. So because I think on the website, it said that they started at 6, right? And we got there at about 6:30. So made sense. Okay. They swam for however long. And then maybe the next show starts at 7. So, so we give her the whole story. And then Jason says,
when's the mermaids coming? Or where's the mermaids? Oh, we sent them home for the night. The pool's cloudy. I'm sorry.
And we thought she was kidding because we just told her this whole long.
I'm sorry, what?
Story.
Yeah, no mermaids tonight. So come back tomorrow. We're not here tomorrow. This was a one and done. One night and we're out. Seriously, there's no mermaids tonight? Nope. So we drove all that way and Wally World was closed. Now, when I posted that, people were like, didn't you check ahead of time? Like I'm an idiot. Yes, of course we checked. They got sent home 20 minutes before we showed up. Not like they don't swim on Tuesdays. They were there. They should have been there.
And so this is the question that, of course, will never be answered. It's not like they just opened the pool or they've been there for like 60 years. So you don't know how to put the right chemicals in the pool or how to fix it if you accidentally put too much in, or it just made no sense. I think there was a saboteur.
So they bought us a beer. Ooh. Because let me tell you, they don't have good drinks.
No.
And she goes, you want another drink? And I said, no, we're off to a place that has good drinks. Because it's truthful and I was mad. So if you're ever in Great Falls and want a good drink, oh no, that was.
Well, she didn't even try to argue.
No.
She didn't even say, well, we have good drinks. She just was like,
yeah,
okay,
I had it. And it's not there anymore. Okay. So anyway, it was called the Celtic Cowboy and they made fun drinks. And there it is. Very yummy drinks. And they were playing trivia and we were too late because it was already halfway through and they had a music round where you had to guess the artist and the song. And some of the artists and songs were, some of the artists were Eagles, Justin Timberlake, Prince.
Yeah.
And so, things that everyone hears Prince, they know Prince and the Eagles. And as they're going around the room getting the scores, one team scored 0. Okay, get out. Don't ever play trivia again. If you don't know the Eagles and Prince, get out. 0.
I think maybe they just had too many cocktails.
One team only scored 2. I'm like, 2?
But this was another place you could tell. It was all locals and us, which was fine.
All right. So we are now. We're coming down and we're in Helena, I think. Or no, Idaho Falls. We're down here. So we're taking we have to now, because we were supposed to go around, but we can't because we have to go back to Carson City to get our truck.
So we couldn't do Yellowstone. We couldn't do Grand Teton. We had to shave that part off.
So in Idaho Falls, we stay at a hotel on the river, and we go for a walk on the river. And we come across two locals like this. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I ain't never seen a tree with both an eagle and a porcupine in it. And then they walked away. And we looked in the tree for like 3 minutes, and we hadn't seen either one yet. And I go, these locals just punk us?
They just got us.
Are they somewhere laughing that we're just staring in this tree? But then we found them. Oops. There's the majestic eagle sitting up top, and there's the porcupine in the tree right there. So, yeah, there's something you don't see every day, an eagle and a porcupine in the same tree.
Did everyone besides us know that porcupines actually climb trees?
Yeah,
they do.
That is normal.
That's a thing.
That's a normal thing.
Yeah.
So that was a fun thing that we never would have seen had our truck not broke.
See, so silver lining.
And then this cool piece of art, all made out of basically wrenches and the like. How cool is that? That's a lot of work. Okay, so we are now here. We are now here in this area right here. Oh, it's called, there we go, Montana Camp Antiques, but don't go there because they went out of business. But
we knew they were. She mentioned they were close.
We're in the middle of nowhere, Montana, and look, there's a tiki mug. So for those of you who say there aren't tiki mugs where you live, they're everywhere. He's got to find them. So here is a Fu Manchu mug just sitting, waiting for us.
That's a pretty good one, right? I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's not $1,000 tiki mug, but there are tiki mugs everywhere. All right. Tears of a Clown. So I had to get that picture, of course. Okay, so we stop at another antique mall, and I looked at this picture for quite a while, and it looks just like a friend of ours who is a professional mermaid, not in Montana, but in Fort Lauderdale. Her name is Marina, and here's a picture of her. Marina has dark hair with the gray streak through it and always has a flower behind her ear. It's like this person knew her, whoever made the stained glass. I mean, that's freaky.
People do know her, so maybe.
I mean, it's very freaky how close that was. Hey, can I get a hand? Thank you. I'll be here all week. Thank you. Tip your waitress. Okay, here's my other, I think, award-winning black and white photo of this burned out motel. You know, I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard before I break my arm, but
you will.
I think it's a cool picture.
Very cool. And this one, I'm trying to remember why we went.
Why did we stop at that bar? Because I had to get on the internet and do something.
There was something was going live. You said you wanted to be on there to answer questions.
Yeah, but I forget what it was.
To go live, and I don't remember exactly where we were.
And we're so remote, tumbleweeds. Okay, so this car is pretty cool. If you have a new car, you might have this option. When you set the cruise control, if someone gets in front of you, the car automatically slows down and keeps it about 2 car lengths behind it. And then if that car moves over, it automatically speeds back up to the miles per hour you set your car to. So it's pretty low effort driving. All right. But there was so many bugs in Montana and Idaho that we killed with the car. The system was disabled due to poor outward camera visibility because this was our car. Every 2 hours, we had to stop and clean it. And then 2 hours later, it looked like this again. So all those dead bugs covered up all the sensors. And you could hear it. You could hear them.
They were big.
Yeah. It was like it was raining.
I think it was moths. I think that was the bug of choice was moth.
All right. We made it back to Carson City, and oh, my truck is fixed. They actually had it fixed in 4 days. They are so amazing there. They were so nice. We brought them 24 donuts, and I don't think anyone's ever brought them a gift. They were so tickled that we brought them donuts, and everyone joined in and had a donut. So truck is fixed, but now we're like, we still have a couple of days left of vacation. Hey, let's head to Sacramento because we got some things to see there. We've never been there. And if you're ever in Sacramento, a kick-ass vintage store. No deals, but if you're looking for some cool stuff, Stardust Vintage Emporium. Yeah, this great Wico bar. And of course, it was Halloween time. And look at the size of this macrame plant holder. It's gigantic. So just had to get a picture. All right. So for those of you who live or have been to that area, shoot, what was it called? There was a there was a chain of record stores called Dimples. They went out of business, but I guess the son opened two of them called The Cave. Now, Staci's been in a lot of record stores with me, and she's gotten the heebie-jeebies in a lot when it's just kind of a hot mess. I got the heebie-jeebies at this one. I don't know how anyone works there because, okay, it's massive and it's got clothing and games, all kinds of stuff. They just dump shit everywhere. No rhyme nor reason. If half the CDs are backwards, oh well. It's absolute chaos. There's things behind things behind things. And there's so much stock. From the standpoint of a business owner, I've got the heebie-jeebies because I'm like, how are you making any money? There's $1 million in stock here. At the minimum, it's insane the amount of stuff in this store. And look how unorganized these CDs are, and all the little trinkets down below, they're just chucked in there. Like, who's digging through all this? Oh, ran out of room on the shelves? Let's throw them in tubs on the floor. More stuff in the glass display case you can ever look at.
So I was just going to say, in case anyone has ever been to Boston, it's like Filene's basement on like its worst day, and there was a Boston Celtics touch.
Full-size horse skeleton, of course. No, clutter isn't my kryptonite. An unorganized store where they just chuck shit is my kryptonite, because I'm like, how do the customers shop? How do you take any pride in your work? Because you just get to throw crap everywhere. It's just, yeah. If a record store in the bins had a love child. And then we went into two of their stores, every store had these big things, and these cost hundreds, if not $1,000, and they had a bunch of them. I'm like, man, they have so much money put out in the store. I just can't imagine they're making enough to keep it going. And we're like, yikes. Yeah, how do they take inventory? All right, so since we were on a quest for Tiki Bars, we made the Jungle Bird in Sacramento, which we had never been to before. So when in Sacramento, make sure to swing by the Jungle Bird. Oops. And a good friend of ours, Dawn, actually called ahead and bought 2 cocktails for us. So that was very nice of him. So this is the bar area. We sat in the back in the little thatched area. There it is. See that tiki in the corner? The lights change on him. It was so cool. So cool. There's my lovely wife. And then she got a cocktail. Whoops. Where the straw was so tall, she couldn't drink the drink.
It was like this from the first picture.
Yeah. And there's someone made a custom lamp with their logo, pretty bitchin'. And then, yay, we made Linda and Henry for breakfast. Now, in the back of that truck is that blanket that I showed you earlier. Didn't know Linda was looking for that blanket. So, of course, that never comes up in conversation. We get home and do the haul from the trip. And Linda goes, I want that blanket. I'm like, damn it. It was
3 feet away from
you. It was 7 inches from you. So I mailed it up to her, and we had a lovely breakfast. Good to see friends when you're on a road trip. And guess what? Yeah, back to the haze. Here we are, back to the haze. Because we're in Northern California. All right. The only good thing about us having to come back is we got to hit 2 tiki bars we had not been to. Jungle Bird. Now, this is Tiki Co. in Bakersfield, which is a great tiki bar. So there it is right there. So if you're ever in Bakersfield, hit up Tiki Co. and the Sinking Ship Room. The Sinking Ship Room is new. It's underneath Tiki Co. And one of the most amazing looking tiki bars we've been in.
Yeah, very cool.
In Bakersfield. If you know Bakersfield, you'll be shocked there's a kick-ass bar there. But it was awesome. They did an amazing job. The staff was incredible. The drinks were incredible. Just every nook and cranny was underneath the ship. It was so cool. Mark said, yes, shocked that there's a good bar. I mean, just amazing work. Great lighting. Just cool nautical stuff. Good rums and really good cocktails. Oh, I should have told Sabrina. So that's Sabrina. She's in the thrifting board in the Secret Beach, and her husband Kevin, and our friends Nancy and her husband Richard, who had us over cocktails before he went there, and they had a great, they got a great home bar
And a cute puppy.
And then because the bartender knew the locals that we were hanging out with, we got free shots. And then we did do the haul already, but this, so that's the end of the trip. So thank you all for tuning in. But we're going to tie it back into thrifting for those of you who are thrifters. This is all the media I bought on this trip. Now, when you travel, if you're with someone who doesn't exactly do what you do for a living, like Staci, but Staci understands the value of what I do for a living, that I can bring home this and pay for most of, if not the entire trip. And so if you can figure out that balance of, okay, we're still doing fun stuff, but I'm going to buy some stuff because when I get home and I sell it, it'll pay for our trip. So this is all the media I found from Reno up through Nowheresville, Idaho, way up to Nowheresville, Montana, and back. And so when people say, I live in some place remote, we're in a lot of remote places. And look how much we brought home. Where's my... Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed. But we will... no, Willow is not sealed. It is open. But I'm going to show you a few things that I picked up out of that collection and show you what they're worth. So hang tight. But Mom and I will be back next week at this time. I don't think Mom's going to be partying anywhere next Sunday.
And we're actually home for like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. But speaking of having your non-thrifting spouse support you and help you, Thrifty Business Week is going to be a special time because my co-host, Carboot Chris, and our guest is his wife, Bargain Bell. They live in England. And so as to not make them be up at 4 a.m., we're doing the show at 4 p.m. East Coast, 1 p.m. West Coast, because that's 9 p.m. to them. And it's going to be a great show because Bell has a regular job. Chris did have a regular job. He was actually a cop and decided to become a full-time reseller. And so how does his wife support him while she has a regular job? That's what we're going to talk about on Thursday. So it should be a very fun show, but don't forget, please write it down. 4 p.m. East Coast, 1 p.m. West Coast. If you have a real job and you can't watch live, that's cool. It's YouTube. Just watch after the fact. Oh, thanks, Cameron. All right. So let me do this real quick. So let's get rid of that. And there we go. Let's start with that one. Okay, so here are just an example of the CDs I pulled out of all these remote stores, and to show you what's out there and how much money can be made. And I'm going to quiz you. I'm going to quiz you guys. So you ready for a little bit of a quiz? How many of you remember the Power Station? All right, so Stace, tell us about the Power Station.
So that was Robert Palmer.
Addicted to Love fame. And your boyfriend. How do you not forget your boy?
I didn't know what else you were looking for.
The rest of the band.
John Taylor from Duran Duran.
Two guys from Duran Duran.
Oh, yeah. Was Roger in that too?
And the drummer from the band Chic. And so they had a big popular album in the 80s. What I didn't know was they had a second album. Never even knew this album existed. It's called Living in Fear. And I paid $9. But if you look right here, you can see the cheapest one on Amazon in good condition is $42. Yeah. Let's see what condition mine's in. Oh, like new.
Oops, it's the Danzig CD.
So I'm going to go $60 on that for $9. Yep. Look at that. Members of Duran Duran. Good job. You guys are off to Robert Palmer. All right. They are going to get harder. Okay. Why is this one important right now? Disney's Electrical Parade. Your mom just texted us. She's watching. Hi, Bev. But I guess she doesn't know how to get in the chat.
Well, are you surprised?
No, not a bit.
Okay.
All right. Why is this CD important right now? Because people have nothing better to do. They will watch the entire show and give me a thumbs down. Isn't that pathetic?
Hey.
Hi, Jan. Hi, Jan. Yes, Dolores knows. They just announced Electrical Light Parade's coming back. It's coming back. So I paid $10 for this. So let's see what we're... if I got a good deal. Ignore the MP3 music. And right now, so new from $25.49. This isn't like new condition. So let's get to the cheapest like new. Oh, there is none. So since there's new for $25.49, I'm gonna sell this for about $20. But I might put it on eBay and kick it up higher since they just announced it's coming back. Now, those two were from a record store. You might not think that Johnny Mathis would be worth a lot, but this is a special.
I do.
This is a special version. This is a high definition surround sound, and this was at Savers for $2. $2.
What's that worth?
Well, let's look it up, shall we? So now, if this was the regular version, it really wouldn't be worth our time and our money. But my $2 looks like is going to turn into, boom. There's a new for $50 and a like new for $37. So I'm going to hit it about $35. So $2 sitting at Savers in Idaho, just waiting for me to come around. Boom. Okay. One of the greatest Westerns of all time, Silverado. If you've not seen Silverado, it's an amazing movie. You like the movie?
Have I seen it?
Yes, many times.
Silverado?
Yep.
With like Kevin Costner and
Yep.
stuff? No.
Yep.
No.
We have watched it many times, including recently.
I must have painted my eyes open.
Okay, so I paid $8 at a record store. It's in like new condition, and the cheapest like new is 30, so that's where I'm going to hit it, about $30. Okay, back to, do you know your music? Why is Cliff Edwards famous? He's also known as Ukulele Ike. I bet Staci doesn't know. Let's see where my true nerds are. Why is Cliff Edwards famous?
He created the theremin.
No, that was a doctor. Do I find Super Audio CDs very often? Yep, all the time, Mark. All the time. I sell a ton of them. Okay, so while I'm waiting to see who knows Ukulele Ike, let's see. I paid $2, $2 whole at a store. And let's see what the cheapest like new is. Ooh, $25. But it's prime, so I got to bring mine down to about $19.
Does it have anything to do with the ukulele?
Okay, now Stephanie's trying to be funny. Do you know your music? Me? Nope. But Steph, you're going to kick yourself. You know his voice. Every single person, I guarantee, has heard his voice in a very famous movie. Yep, that is Jiminy Cricket.
I was just going to say,
from Pinocchio.
Disney voice.
That's Jiminy Cricket right there. So you all know him. You all know him. You just didn't know you know him.
Does he sing Jiminy Cricket songs on that album?
No.
Oh.
Nope. All right, we're going to go from Jiminy Cricket to Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yes.
$9.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking my language.
$9. And now a lot of people would be scared by $2, but that's going to be a crappy one. See, acceptable is the worst condition. Let's get to the like news, and then we'll see. And we're trucking, and we're trucking, and we're still trucking. $24. Okay. So yes, I will spend $9 to get $25. Did you know Twisted Sister had a Christmas album?
It is so good.
And we saw it in concert. Twisted Sister did a Christmas show here in Vegas.
And he, what's his name?
Dee Snider.
Thank you. Dee Snider has a beautiful voice. You would not know it, but I think, was he trained like operatically? Yep. You could, it's amazing. You would never know.
All right. So I paid $9. There's a very good and an acceptable, and that's it. So I'm going to put this up for like $35, $40.
We sat in the first row for that concert.
All right.
We're in the front row.
This is the soundtrack to the movie Pink Flamingo. What is this movie famous for? Do you know?
It was Johnny Depp's first movie.
Nope.
It was somebody's first movie?
Nope. I mean, it might be, but that's not the tidbit. Let's see again. Let's see with movie nerds in the chat.
Something about John Waters?
Well, he directed it, but
well,
no.
I mean, that's not the.
Yep. Look at that. Lisa knows. So this is Divine, and Divine ate actual dog poop in the movie.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
It wasn't like chocolate or a prop or
No,
something?
it was dog poop.
Why?
Well, you'd have to ask John Waters and Divine that. I don't have that answer.
Is that like against the law or something?
Yep. Yeah, most people knew Divine eats something awful. There you go. All right. So I spent $5. Looks like I'm going to get about 15 for that. All right. This is
weird.
this is for your old timers. Who's this?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I haven't said anything.
Who's this? Because I spent $5 on this Sam Harris CD, and you're going to be shocked what this is worth, especially for those of you who know who he is.
Everybody's got to know.
Sam Harris, $5. Woo! I like the looks of that.
Goodness.
Good is $60. Like new is $160.
And this, my friends, is why I let him thrift when we travel.
I would put this at very good, so I'm going to get about $100 for this. Plus, I'll clean it up on my machine. Boom! Star Search winner. Very good.
Was he the first one?
I don't
remember. But yeah. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Another one you guys will be shocked by. Connie Francis, Christmas in My Heart. I spent $5 whole on Connie, but I know Connie's out of print, and she's been out of print for a long time, and I always make good money off her every Christmas because no one else pays attention if this CD is out of print. And oops. All right, let's check out where the like new is. Don't see none. Yep, and it is like new. This will be $50. Boom, Connie Francis for $50.
You know, seeing that Sam Harris thing makes me a little sad.
Why are you sad?
Because it makes me think of Justin Guarini.
Okay, so you're weird. So, Elisa, what's that to? How the hell did you know that? What's that question specifically to?
I think it was maybe the Sam Harris one.
Yes, you got to get back in the music for sure. All right, so now this is where I show you when I teach you the classes, which I'm going to be having a special coming up on Black Friday for those of you who haven't taken them yet. I have no clue who Young Turk is. Haven't a clue. But with my skill set, I know how to scan and read.
That's your skill set, scanning and reading. Fundamental.
And I paid $6, but this one is sealed new. As you can see, $27.93. So I'll probably put it for $25. Oh, how the hell do we know it's from Star Search? Oh. Because those of us who are older watched Star Search.
Yeah.
This is back when we only had 3 channels. And so
not a lot of options on a Sunday.
So Star Search was our American Idol.
Yeah. Wasn't that Ed McMahon?
Yep.
No. Yeah. Ed McMahon.
Everybody knows music until Jason steps into the room. Okay. I always look for cool surfer stuff. I've never seen this Surfer Girl by the Sentinels before. And it's, again, sealed. So $9. Now, Staci and I do like surf music. So if I ever buy one that doesn't work out, let's put it in our collection. Speaking of not working out, why won't that scan?
Is there a thing on top? You know, when there's
it scanned earlier. I mean, I practice all this. We can move through it quickly. Okay, so there it is. It is brand new and sealed. And the new ones. Oh, look at that. There's no new ones.
So set your price.
So like new is 15, and there's no new one. So I'm gonna put the new one in for $50.
That's what I was gonna guess.
So you're old enough to watch Star Search, but you don't remember Sam? Come on now. He was a big deal back then. All right, how about Spike Jones Christmas? Spike Jones Christmas. Now, right now, it doesn't look as good as it's going to look in about 4 weeks. So news are from $25, and a like new used is $17. Now I paid $5. In about 3 weeks, this will be $25. But I know that from my years of selling
Seasonal. Now, I do want to ask, did I find any of these?
Oh, who knows? I mean, they're all in a big pile now. So yes, you did.
We'll say yes.
All right. Now, here's the big question to 84 of you watching live. Anyone besides me know Zodiac Mind Warp and the Tattooed Beat Reaction?
I can say I've only heard of it because of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. And the Love Reaction. Tattooed Beat Messiah was the name of the album.
Didn't you and Dirk talk about them?
Yes.
Yes, I have heard.
Anyone knows Zodiac Mind Warp? It was a one and done kind of thing. They had a big song with Prime Mover. But I didn't know they had a greatest hit because they only had one hit.
Did it just play that same song over and over again?
And so looking about $30, $35, I paid $6. Oh,
now do you like that? Do you like
had it on cassette? Oh yeah, I love the CD. I love their CD.
They only had one.
All right. So last two.
Lisa's comment. I think you just stuck words together.
Nope. All right. How about the Partridge Family Notebook? I spent $5 on it. And I think this is another one that should shock y'all.
Well, the Partridge Family rocked, so I don't know if we'll be shocked.
All right. So the only new one is $60. Wait. Whoa.
What?
Wow, that was
What
weird.
happened? I saw it.
Yeah. There was things there and then they were gone. Well, that was a vinyl, maybe.
Oh. Well, this is even
yeah.
better.
Even better. No CDs. Okay, this is going to blow your mind. So I have a thing built into when I'm on an Amazon page to show me the price history. Oh, that's Doug talking to me. Where'd he go?
He says Doug?
Yeah. Where'd he go? Where'd Doug go? There he is. Hey, Doug. Hey, Doug. Okay. So in the last, since August 16th, no one has sold the CD. So let's back up all 3,874 days. So this is the range where it sits at $120 to about $60. So I'm probably going to get $100 for this Partridge Family CD.
I'm speechless.
Yes, you
Like,
are.
are there any good songs on it? Like songs that we know?
I never watched the Partridge Family, so I have no idea.
What?
I've never seen an episode.
Oh.
Yeah,
You make me watch that Western thing. I'm making you watch Partridge Family. So what songs are on it?
Well, here,
let the viewers know. You don't have my glasses on.
Friend and a lover, walking in the rain, take good care of her. Together we're better, looking through the eyes of love. Maybe someday we got to get out of this place. Storybook love. Love must be the answer. Something's wrong as long as you are there. Uh-huh. All right.
Maybe I know the songs. I just don't know them.
Last CD and last quiz. I'll start with Staci. I spent
What is on the cover? Oh,
the band.
It looked like a brand.
I spent $7 on this. The band is called Blues Image. The CD is called Open. What was Blues Image? One hit wonder song. Go, Stace.
I have no idea. Do I know?
Oh, yes.
I do.
Everyone that's our age knows this song, and no one ever knows who sang it.
Sang it. Okay.
No one knows who sang this song, but everyone knows the song. All right, so let me scan it. I did spend $7 on it. And woo, one from $50. I like that. Like new, so about $50. Oh, no one's giving me the answer yet. You all
Blues Image.
Blues Image. You
from what, the 80s?
70s. You all know the song. You all know the song. Yep. Now, Lisa, did you know it or did you Google it? Ride, Captain, ride on your mystery ship. Yep. No one knows who sings that song, but everyone knows the song.
If you ask me tomorrow, I won't remember who sang.
So, Lisa, did you know or did Doug help you? That should have been the question.
He yelled from the other room.
Yeah. Doug's like, it's Ride, Captain, ride. Type that in. All right. So that's just a smattering. But, oops, I want to take us off the screen. I want to show you that when you're out traveling, there is stuff everywhere. You just got to have that balance of find some stuff to resell, have some room in the vehicle, and not annoy the person or persons with you on that trip.
Well, fail.
What? Doug's never heard of it? All right, Doug, you're fired. Whoa. Well, all right, Lisa, play that song for him after we finish up here. Because I'd be shocked if anyone our age has not heard that song. Because that's a great song. I think it might be. Is it on the?
I say it's from.
Is it on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack?
Maybe. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
all right. So we had about 100 people live the whole time. So thank you all very, very much. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Now, I hope we encourage you to get out there and go plan a road trip. Plan a road trip. Oh, I was going to give you one big tip. Let me give you one big tip. It's an app. If you have not downloaded, do it now. It is called Gas Buddy.
Oh, you know what?
So that's what it looks like right there. And what the Gas Buddy does is it shows you all the gas stations near you and what the range of prices are. So when you're driving down the back roads of Idaho and you're not near any place you can see what the prices of the gas are around you.
And I got something else too. Since
so
we're giving
so let me
travel tips.
So there it is. There's all the gas stations around. Now we're in Vegas, but it'll show you the range. So the range right now is, if I can get the focus, $3.39 to $3.99. So of course, your whole goal is, am I near the cheap one? Or what is the cheapest one I'm near? Because if you don't have that little app, then you're like, oh, there's gas, we'll just get it. But what if you have this app and then you realize the gas station just like 50 feet down the road is 40 cents a gallon cheaper? Because that's often what happens when we use this. So if you've not downloaded Gas Buddy, do it. I mean, you don't have to be traveling. It's just going to be in your hometown too. Do it. You can always find the cheapest gas.
Shoot, where is it?
So Janet forgot about Gas Buddy. Hasn't used it since 2008. Was that an app back in 2008? Yep. Julie uses it all the time. So if I could offer you one tip, get the Gas Buddy app. But yes, get yourself out on the road. Throw your wife, throw your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other, your life partner, your kids, your sister, your neighbor, your best friend in the car and go see Roadside Americana. Look, when the country was shut down, and still is a little bit, that ain't nothing gonna harm you when you're out and about seeing the devil ship and riding the torpedo and visiting Dolly the cow.
Just mask up, take sanitizer.
There you go.
But there's a website too called Atlas Obscura.
Yep.
We didn't use it as much just because Jason is his own Atlas Obscura, but that's one of the sites that my friend Dawn used on her cross-country travels, and it gives you a good place to start too, as far as finding some weird
there you go,
finding some weird stuff. So
there you go.
I don't think it's an app. I think it's just a website, but still.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out.
Yeah.
It was quite fun. So if you're new and you liked what you saw, subscribe. Oops, that's not the scrub. Subscribe. And then give Staci and her cute hat a thumbs up, please. And all the cute pictures of Staci.
I didn't even take this to Montana or wear it.
So it's like you got the thumbs up picking your nose. Other way. There you go. Nice girl. Nice. All right. So Thursday we'll be on at an earlier time. And then next Sunday, Mom and I'll be back doing something educational and fun. And then I'll hear about mom road trip. They went to a new tiki bar and
a nude tiki bar.
A new tiki bar.
I never heard of such a thing.
Good to see everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Lovely seeing all you guys. It was fun hanging out with everybody as always. And that's it. So for Jason Thrifts, I'm Jason.
And I'm Staci.
And we are out of here. I have to go listen to a record. A buyer wants to know if anything skips. It's a record I don't want to listen to, but I want the sale. Goodbye.